So I'm here on the club that we started all these programs. It's really nice to be back here. I just had the interview with one of the guys that we know here, who is sitting on the board and who we have been in contact with for running this program. And yeah, we just talked about everything, and I just realized that it's so crazy, like a club like this that had like only 10 members, now they have around 100 active members, which is crazy. And this only happened in 1 year. And this is only one of the clubs that we have helped. So I just want to talk a little bit more about like what we have accomplished this last summer, and then I'm also going to talk a little bit more about what we are trying to accomplish in general and our goal for next year. And yeah, hopefully I can go back to this video and see it in a couple of years and see like what were my thoughts and yeah, what we were doing back in the time. So this is more a video about like just everything that we have done, both for me and so you guys also know it. So I'm here now in Jönköping's Rullsällskap. It's the club where we started this whole thing. And before we started running these programs, we actually were rowing as well. So me and my brother have rowed a lot. We have competed in rowing for a lot of years. We started rowing in Greece, and then after that we moved to Sweden. We lived actually in Stockholm for some years. We were at a club called Hammarby Rodd, Hammarby Rowing Club, and we actually ran a program there also this year as well. But then after that we moved to this city, which is like a city located in the middle of Sweden, and we have lived here for around 6 years. And for the first years that we actually lived in this city, we were actually competing in rowing. So my brother and I have competed in a lot of national and international competitions. I've been at 2 world championships in rowing. He have been at multiple world championships, and he also has a bronze in the World Cup, which is his highest achievement. So after we did all that, then we transitioned into actually starting and studying, and he was studying as a dental hygienist, I was studying as a engineer. And during that time we also went down on how much we trained, since we realized that if we want to continue going on with this, we need to actually go all in and leave school and everything in order to get as good as possible in rowing. And here in Sweden, at least, the situation is not as easy for athletes as in maybe some other countries. So you don't get any funds, you don't get any help when it comes to being an elite athlete, especially in rowing. Some sports obviously you get more than others, but in rowing it's really hard. You have to fund everything from your own pocket. If you go to like competitions or if you go to training camps, if you do that for a long time, then it becomes quite expensive to be an elite athlete, which is not the best thing, to be honest, because it's really hard to be an elite athlete for the long run. You need to actually have something on the side that you're doing and being able to train full time, which is kind of challenging. So nevertheless, we decided to like step down from the amount that we were training and just like train to have fun and not really to become even better and be competitive. So after we did that, we also felt like it kind of sucked to go from like training a lot, being in the sport a lot, like have dedicated the whole life in the sport, from that to now not even training that much or not being that active within the sport. So we thought to ourselves, why not like start to coach people here in Sweden first of all, and then we also extend a little bit more internationals. And that's what we actually did. We started to coach people. So we started with coaching people within Sweden, and then we had also people from other countries as well. And we were coaching primarily people that were adults and wanted to become faster on the rowing machine, and that learned us a lot. So we learned a lot of stuff there. Obviously, once you get into that, then you start to become more interested in like other stuff, more business stuff. How do you get these people to stay longer? How do you get them to get as good results as possible? So we did that for a good year before we decided to actually extend and do more stuff. So for a year we were training people online. We learned them more about the rowing machine. We got them to competitions, and we grew to a team about 80 to 100 people when it was at its peak. And we just like really liked what we were doing, and we thought like, this is crazy, like how are we able to do this with no like audience, with no nothing? We were just like 2 kids that have trained a lot and were good at rowing. How were we able to get this many people to stay for so long? And actually this group is actually, some of our core members are still with us. We haven't closed it down just because we feel like it's a fun thing to do on the side. But we were thinking like, how is it even possible to get this many people to actually join something that is online from some kids that they didn't even know before, and how are clubs like that are in good locations not able to attract people and get people through the doors and actually serve them in a good way so they can stay with them for years and years. So I remember we were talking with my brother and we said like, this thing that we're doing now, we're doing it online. This is kind of cool, but why don't we like go to the club that we actually used to train, which is this club that I'm sitting now, and get them to do something similar, to have their own group of people that they are training and that they are going to competitions and everything. And since we also started to become better with all the business stuff, with like sales and marketing and everything, we thought like maybe that's the thing that is missing from the clubs. Because these clubs that I'm located now, it's like a really nice club. It's located in the middle of the city. I can even say that this is probably one of the best looking clubs in Sweden in terms of facilities. It's like 2 different floors. You have the boats underneath, and here on the top you have this big balcony, and then you have also behind me a really nice room where the club actually used to rent. So we thought, why not? Let's try this out and see what happens. So we got in contact with the club and we told them like, hey, we have this crazy idea, we're doing this on the side, we have like 100 people that are training with us, people really like it, and we think that we can bring people to your club as well. And then they told us like, I mean, obviously, like always when you listen to something, you are a little bit skeptical, but we told them like, you know what, just because we want to take the risk out of your plate, we're going to do this for free. So they didn't need to pay us anything. We said that just if we bring in people, we're going to get the money that they pay for the first month, and then from that on you can continue collecting those payments and getting the people as well. So we just ran the actual program, and then the people that wanted to continue after the program, the club got them. So we started, and I remember last year when we started with this whole thing, or a little bit more than a year now, it's like almost 1.5, 2 years, but we started with this whole thing, and for some reason there was like a big flood here in the city, so the water was like really high, so it was like where the boats are, the boathouse underneath, it was like full with water, and we were about to like launch these campaigns, film all the ads and everything that had to be done in order to get the people. So I remember we started to film those ads, and we were like, oh my god, this is going to be such a flop, because like the place looked like a mess, there was water everywhere, and also that spring was pretty cold. We ran this program in May, but we had like these colds and everything before that. So yeah, I remember it was kind of stressful for us to do it first time, and we were really afraid of like failing, because we said to the club like, oh, you know, we can do this, this is going to work. So but yeah, I mean, we took the risk, and we said like, whatever, we put the money into the advertising, and fun enough, people started to show up, and like the first time we ran this, how we did it is that we posted a lot of ads where we just got people to commit to come down to the club and have a talk with us about the program, and then if they felt that it is a fit, then they could actually go ahead and sign up on the spot with us. So that's what we did. So we got some people. I remember the first day we got like 3 people. I was like, oh, that's not really good. Then the second day we got like 3 more people. Then the day after that we got like 7 people. Then the day after that we got like 11 people or something. And then after a while I was like, okay, wait, this is kind of working. So then we had to like figure out what we're going to tell them during the these meetings that we had. So we started to like, obviously we have done this like in an online fashion when we were talking with people that wanted to join our community, but we didn't really do it face to face. So that was something new also. So we started doing that also. And then I remember like in the beginning, like people were coming down here and we were talking to them, and then like it was crazy to see, but everyone felt like we didn't really have to sell the program. So everyone was actually coming down, talking to us, and then signing up. And then we were like, this is like crazy, because the actual sign-up fee wasn't that low. So it was quite high, especially for being like a city, a small city as this one. It's like in this city, 150 people live here, I think. So it's not like a huge market. So usually in smaller cities, price is a little bit more sensitive. So I remember like we were like, that's crazy. Like how are people even signing up for this? So then we were like, you know what? We got in the first few people, and then we said like, why not like bump up the marketing budget? So we pushed in even more money into the marketing budget, and then we got even more people here. And I remember the second week, so we ran this promotion for 2 weeks, and I remember the second week, like it was sunny, so a lot of people came down here, and we were like, it was only me and my brother taking these calls with them, so we were like running back and forth, which was crazy. Yeah, I mean, at the end we got like, I think 60 people the first time we ran this, and we were like really satisfied. We were really happy. We were like, wow, this is crazy. This is like, no one have done a program this big in Sweden. Like we are legends. Yeah, it wasn't that big of a program, but it was quite cool to do it like with 60 people. Now, like I said, it was a lot of risk, a lot of work on our end, a lot of meetings. It was like, we really had to work a lot for 60 people, which also felt like a little bit concerning, because we wanted to do this. We were like, oh, this is awesome, like let's try and do it with more clubs. But then we also thought like, my god, this it was like so much work for this amount of money that we got. It wasn't really like worth it. But then nevertheless the club got really excited, so we were also on spot to run this program for them. So we were here like for 4 weeks holding this program. Everything went really good, no one flipped, everyone was happy, and so yeah, people really enjoy this program. So then after that we had like we offered them to continue at the club for 6 months at the same price, which was also like, compared to what the club was taking before, it was like 5 times more than they were taking in a yearly basis. So now we offered that for a half a year. So about 30%, or excuse me, about 30 people end up taking that. So it was actually 50% of everyone that signed up. So 30 people continued at the club. The club got really happy, they made money, and then they were like really excited. So they were like, can you guys do this for us next year also? And then we're like, yeah, why not? Like, we liked it also. Obviously we want to make it a little bit more bigger maybe next time, so it was a little bit more worth it for us time-wise. We put a lot of time and we didn't get so much back, but we were like, yeah, this sounds good, we help the sport, why not? So after that, I remember then we were like, okay, now we got to get the next club. Like, why not do this like with more clubs, especially here in Sweden. Like, rowing is not that big, so we thought like this is going to be something good for the clubs. So yeah, we ended up getting in contact with another club in Gothenburg, which is a city that is located like 1.5 hours from here, and then we started to prepare for that program. And then obviously, since it was the second time, we also like made some tweaks on the actual program. We made some tweaks on the actual ads. We also bought like some cameras and some fancy stuff. So we invested some of the money that we got from the first club, and we thought like, let's do everything at a better scale. And we also brought in our actual media buyer who is running the ads for us and is still doing it. So we brought in a little bit better people at running ads rather than doing it ourselves. And the result really was crazy. So from the first club where we ran everything on our own and we hadn't really figured out everything, to the second club that we had 2 months after that, we went and actually doubled the capacity of the program. So we went from 60 people to actually a little bit more. We went to 130 people, which was crazy. And now you maybe think that this club was like a big club, that we went there and we were like, okay, let's just like make this bigger. But the reality is that that club was like just as small as this club. It had like 10 to 15 active members before, but it had a really good location. It was in a nice city. The facilities were old but big and spacious. So we thought like, why not do something big here? And that's what we did also. So we put a lot of money into the marketing. We put a lot of money to actually recruiting people also. So what we ended up doing, since the club didn't have anyone to help out for this program, we went and got other people from another club that is located close to the club that we run the program, and we got some people from there to help us out with the coaching. And this program was like a really, really good program. I mean, that's basically what made us stand out, I think, and what also got us in collaboration with many, many clubs after that. So after that program, I mean, 130 people joined. This was late summer, so almost the beginning of the fall. So we got from those people 67, I think, that continued. So again, it was a little bit more than 50%, which also was crazy because like, it was, it started to get darker here, it started to get colder, so we were really afraid of like, is this gonna work as well as it did in the spring with people getting people into rowing? But it worked out really well. So a lot of people got in also, and then after that, obviously, like basically everyone in Sweden knew about these programs because 130 people is basically like the amount of people that all the clubs together were managing to bring in within a year, and we did that in one single club, and also with one club that didn't have that many people there. Now, that said, this doesn't mean that you cannot run these programs with like bigger clubs. It's just like once we started, we just went to the clubs that had the biggest issue with bringing in members, and we had them out. But of course, like, since that, a lot of things have changed. We have tried a lot of new things. We have tried to run this program in different countries. We ran it in the US. We had 120 people on that one. I think I have a video about that here. So yeah, so from that to like this summer now, we have been running this program with like 12 clubs, and yeah, it's been really fun on our end, but also for the clubs. I mean, we have brought in 1,000 new rowers in these clubs, which is crazy. And then from them, usually we have the same percentage that are continuing. So we have everything from 40 to 80% that continue and become long-term members. So yeah, it's really fun. And I mean, back to what I said in the beginning of this video, for us, like now, next year, what our goal is just like get in contact with more clubs around this program with them. And once again, we haven't changed anything, since we know that most of the clubs don't have like a budget for running ads or a budget for like getting someone to help out with bringing in people. So this is still free for the clubs. It's just that we take the first month's payments on our end, so we can finance everything, running the ads, our help, getting the people, paying the coaches and everything. And then after that, it becomes just money for the club and members for the club, which is like really ideal scenario. And I think also that's the reason why we have been able to grow so fast and go from like 2 clubs last summer to 12 clubs this summer. And now for the next summer, our goal is to obviously get this out to as many clubs as possible, because we think that is something that's really good and it's something that's needed, especially within rowing. So our goal is like for next year to bring in 3,000 new rowers within the clubs that we help, which is a big step from what we did this year, but I think that we absolutely have the capacity to do that. We have also now more people working with us, and we have also dialed in everything to the T, so now we are able to like help clubs faster and also make sure that the program is run more smoothly, since we have done it so many times and we know what works, what doesn't work. And I'm also going to do a video on this channel about what we have learned now after having 1,000 people on our programs, what people value, what they don't value. So I'm going to keep posting here, and hopefully together we can make this goal become true, to bring in 3,000 new rowers next year. So yeah, now what you can expect seeing in this channel, we're just gonna post a lot of stuff that we learn while doing this stuff. Hopefully it helps you. Maybe you get interested and want to work with us. That's great as well. It doesn't matter, as long as we help out clubs and get them to a level where they can attract more people and they can grow and just like serve the sport and make the sport bigger. That's our goal. I think, I don't know the exact number how many clubs are around the world, rowing clubs, but if just every club on the world was able to run these programs and bring in people, I think you could like easily 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times the amount of rowers in the world, which is something that I think it's really good for the sport, like bringing in new members. Obviously it brings in more money into the sport, it brings in more excitement, and which also eventually leads to more people wanting to actually compete at a high level and become elite athletes, elite rowers. So yeah, we're just doing our own little part on this big mission to just like help clubs grow and make rowing a big attractive sport. And then obviously the clubs need to do their work also on their end. But I think that if you just like work together and everyone tries to do their best, there is some hope for the future. So with that said, thank you for watching this video. You can go and watch the other videos that we have in this channel, and hopefully you learn a thing or two and you can grow your club as well and bring more people into rowing, which is what we all want to do. So have a nice day. Bye bye.